Helito. How are my babes today? I can tell some people gonna go off just by seeing the title. What you mean black people don't want freedom? Just like it says in the title. They don't. Okay? Um, the reason why I say this is because if black people wanted freedom, they would have done anything to get it. Okay? And majority of black people always have a problem to the solutions that are given to them. For example, me as a occultist and Powaka, aka which I am, I'm always gonna tell y'all guys, Hex. Okay, Hex them. Okay? Go to the altar, give your ancestors some candy, and tell them who messing with you. Okay? I will always tell y'all guys that. Now, majority of the black people will have a problem with that. They'd be like, oh, why you do that? Oh, why are you talking to spirits? Oh, that's satanic. No. Baby, if you just know how powerful you are and you know that you have friends on the other side, why wouldn't you go to the altar and tell them the problems that you have? Okay? Like, let's be realistic here. Hey Ronald, hey. I don't know what's going on YouTube. I don't know why YouTube is doing that. Like, I don't know if y'all guys are getting notified when I get on, but put your notifications on, okay? So yes, um, if our people really wanted freedom, they would have done anything and everything possible to get it. They wouldn't hesitate. Because let me tell you something, our enemies, they don't hesitate to take us down, and they will do anything by necessary to take us down, you know, like they will go down to the abyss, find the most ugliest, darkest, creepiest, vengeful creature it is, capture it and set it off on us for it to come at us and attack us. Okay? But with our people, they're like, oh no, let's just pray. Like, pray for what? That we can still keep our body intact when the creature kills us? Like, prayer without work is nothing. Like, let's just be honest here. Pray. If you're not going to do the work behind all that praying, you should just give up, baby. Hey, Ron, how are you doing? Helito. So I feel like a lot of our people are in la la land or in moral land. They want to be so moralistic and stick to the morals because they don't want to be sinning out here. Well, let me tell you something. When you dealing with the enemy, you can't be thinking about morals like that. Okay? You can't be thinking about morals. And if our people were so moralistic like they say they are, they wouldn't be fighting in our the government wars, killing people, innocent people in Iraq and all these other different places. So enough with the whole, oh, I'm too moral talk. Because if our people was really moral, we would all be dead right now. Okay? But our people not. Okay? Like, it's funny how our people can be like, oh, I kill a nigga if he step on my J's, or oh, I kill a bitch if she take my man. But when it comes to the people that take away our kids, take away our rights, and try to kill us in the process, us, ooh, let us pray, child. We got to pray. We need to talk to God. I'm like, so when it comes to people that look like you ready to kill them. But to the other people, you want to pray. So that's why I'm saying, like, they don't want freedom. You know, they probably just want equality within the system. They want to be comfortable in the system, but they don't want this freedom that they claim that they want. because they would have been done that. And let me tell you something. Our ancestors, they did not hesitate to call on them gods and goddesses. They did not hesitate. Okay? They did not hesitate to gather up, use their psychic vision, and tell the others the plans that they got going on, and how they can defeat them. And let me tell you something. There's plenty of times where our shamans would tell our leaders, "Hey, you need to do something different, because if you don't, they're gonna overrule us and we're gonna lose the war." And our chiefs was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna go down," being all cocky and hard-headed, when really they should have took heed to their warning. So I don't oppose our people using spirituality against the enemy. I would never oppose that, because I do understand that a big part of spirituality help us. Okay? And some of y'all don't know it. I know that some of our people out there are doing rituals behind the scenes to get even with these people that kill our children, take away our babies, be poison us, and all this other stuff. You know? And they're not necessarily giving their soul away. It's just that they are just that powerful. Okay? Like, there's a reason why some of us do walk around calling ourselves gods and goddesses. Okay? Because we have that power. We have that power, but people just don't see themselves as powerful. So, anytime when I see our enemies having big tragedies, I chuckle. Because I know somewhere out there someone probably did a ritual and that happened. So you just, like, people need to think things fully. And people need to stop trying to be so moralistic and bringing in Jesus and God and all this other stuff. Because when it all boils down, that religion was given to us. Okay, we didn't know nothing about no Jesus. We didn't know nothing about the Lord and Savior. That was something that was given to us. So our people really need to understand and really think through of who they are worshiping and how this person has helped us. Okay, because people get mad at me and other people like me for being cool with Baphomet or any other deities. Yet these deities really do help us mentally and grow and expand as a person, while other people are clinging on to this God and they're waiting on this God to help them and fix them and all this other stuff, while these deities be telling us, look, you have the power within you. You are powerful. Okay? If you need assistance, I got you. That's how they come to us. Okay, so people need to understand that when it comes to freedom, you would do anything by necessary to get it. People talk about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was not waiting around for no Jesus to come. She was like, you know what? Let me grab my pistol and show these Negroes how to escape this plantation. Our ancestors took their freedom seriously. They was like, I'm not gonna let no physical being take power over me. They took the power in their own hands and ran with it. They were strategic with it. They wasn't moralistic. Okay, do you think a lot of these freedom fighters out here was moralistic? No. And a lot of our people are so blinded with Martin Luther King and them. They're like, oh, we need to protest. We need to pray. Our ancestors was not protesting and praying. Hell, why would you protest and pray to a slave catcher? Why would you protest and pray to a slave master? Why would you protest and pray to colonizers? That's insane. They're going to be like, you dumb. Boop, right in your head. Or hang you or whatever else. Okay, you cannot reason with the enemy. And our ancestors understood that. So they did anything by necessary to get ahead. So yeah, our ancestors had to hang people. Our ancestors had to kill people. Our ancestors had to steal. They had to shoot some people. And yes, maybe kids were involved too. I wouldn't hold it past them. Doesn't make them bad people because they did that. No, because their freedom was on the line, their health was on the line, their family was on the line, and their own lives was on the line. So why is it that they did any and everything for freedom? When it comes to modern day black people, they're like, oh no, I can't do that. I just can't. I'm too moralistic. I'm like, you would not have lasted back in the day. Okay, you would not have lasted. Because let me tell you something. I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Martin did it for me, Malcolm did it for me, Black Panther Party did it for me, and no shade towards them, because they did help us come a long way too, no matter how we look at it. But I look up to my mom, I look up to my grandmother. Okay, I look up to the elders I come from, because I know that they were hardcore and they did not take bull, especially my grandmother. Okay, if you was to disrespect my grandmother, she would come busting out the door with a shotgun to your head. Like, she did not give a fuck. Okay. Like, I don't like cussing, but it's true. It's true. Like, so when I look at my elders, I'm like, dang, they was so gangster. Like, what happened to our people now? Like, what happened to the gangsterness? And I know a lot of our people like to say, we are not our elders, we will F you up. And I'm like, so y'all don't see the elders out here and these ancestors with guns? And I'm like, that ain't weak, baby, because to hold a gun at the Capitol and to be holding guns in front of white folks' face and stuff like that, that's not being weak. That's not being weak. That's standing for your territory. And our elders had that courage. They might not have like the resources like we have now, but they had the courage. And this is why I say that we don't want freedom too, because we have all these resources, but how many of us are really working towards that? And I see so many of our people so worried about the next person that they're not worried about themselves and what's in front of them. And it's really sad that it has came to that, because there's so many resources, you guys, and there are so many ways to get ahead of the game. But our people are not utilizing that to their advantage. They're just like, oh, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't get a school. Getting my own school costs too much. But yet our ancestors was building schoolhouses out of log cabins. Okay, some used wood or whatever they had available to them. Build a schoolhouse and was in that schoolhouse until it was, you no longer could teach in, or they moved on to a next school or whatever. Okay, they did by any means necessary to get ahead. But as I grow older, as I get mature, I understand why things are the way they are. And back in the day, yeah, I was one of those pro-black people. I'm like, yeah, power to the people, F the white man, I can't stand white. I was like, I was all into it, y'all. I was all into it. But as I got older, I had to take a look at myself and the people around me and our people in general. I'm like, okay, if they made it so bad to where we cannot get ahead, then why am I able to get ahead? Why am I able to find opportunities to do better in life? But yet, other people can't, you know? And then so I started to really question that. I'm like, okay, I know it's not mere luck for me, because all I did was just look and ask questions. But when it comes to some of our other people, they're like, oh, I did this and it happened, or oh, it was just too hard, and oh, I hate it. I'm like, dude, like, what is all these excuses? Like, did you even try to look? Like, did you even try, like, to do better? Like, what are you doing, And I feel like our people just think if they can't have their way, it's the end of the world, you know? And it's really not. If you have to start at square one, start at square one. It's not that hard. I mean, yeah, it's going to be hard. It may be hard for you, but over time, it will get easier. And as long as you have the right team around you, you can't fail. Okay? So, back to black people not wanting freedom. And I made a video about this a while back too. I still don't feel like black people want freedom, because they would have been burned this to the ground. They would have been burned America to the ground. They would have burned down the White House. They would have blown up stuff. They would have went into the rich white neighborhoods and tear all that stuff up too. They, and I mean they as in a collective, like all of us. Okay, like you would just see rebellions everywhere popping off, and people just don't know whether it was organized or we were just so mad that we were just blinded by rage or things happen. And it's crazy because with the race, I won't say race riots, but like I know after Martin Luther King Jr. died or whatever, I heard some of our people was rioting and burning down their own neighborhood. I'm like, so wait, you want freedom, but you burning down your own stuff? Like, what? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And then I know what Ferguson too, and that's a lot of controversy too, because some people saying it was us, and then other people saying it was white people, but I think it was a little bit of both. Okay, I think it was a little bit of both. So you don't never tear up the neighborhood that you live in. You don't never tear up the neighborhood that you live in. You tear up somebody else's stuff. That's how you do it. You tear up somebody else's stuff. And if black people wanted the freedom like they said they would have been took it to the altar. They would have been got around together, get around the campfire, start dancing around the campfire. Maybe you maybe don't have to really do sacrifices, but you would do something, because the state of our people, we could easily get ahead if we just talk to the ancestors. Now I'm not talking about just physical ancestors. I'm talking about Mother Nature out here. Maybe they hated their neighborhood. I mean, that's understandable too, but like now you already know that the enemy don't like you, and anywhere you go they're gonna terrorize you. So now you tear up your own neighborhood, so now you got to travel to other neighborhoods just to go to the grocery store, and now you're going to even be more messed with because you have to travel outside your territory. So it's like a double whammy, like really setting yourself up for failure. That's like, I hate my washing machine, let me blow it up. And now you gotta go to a washing machine place, spend like $20 to wash one load, and then come back home. Like, yeah, I mean, we may not have the fancy washing machine, but baby, you didn't have to blow it up, baby. Because now you gotta like invest in getting a new one and pay $20 every time you have to wash some clothes. So the thing about wanting freedom is you have to be strategic and not get emotional. You have to get out your emotions. And you have to look at things in full circle. Otherwise, folks are still going to take advantage over you and our people. So always think strategically. Don't give in, because every time when they get on the news they're talking about, oh, this black person been shot, this black person, this black, that's just to trigger your emotions. Don't even give in to that. Not saying, it's not terrible. Of course it's terrible, but they do stuff like that, they post stuff like that to trigger us. And that's why I did not bother with the whole Justice Smollett thing, because I really did not care for it, and I already knew that was to trigger our people. Because every time when it comes around, when the sun come out, they want to start posting stuff that will bring a negative reaction to us. Like, in the wintertime, a lot of us are suffering from vitamin D deficiency. Okay, so when the sun come out, we are now getting more vitamin D, and we're able to replenish ourselves and stuff like that. And the way that they do it, when we finally get that vitamin D back, and we having that vitamin D transferred to us through the sun, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna steal some of this energy, and for our benefit, because people don't understand the spiritual connections and don't understand the energy vampires that we are dealing with. Okay, when folks see us all happy, when folks see us just being graceful, beautiful, and elegant, that bothers them. Because they're like, okay, look at that energy they have. Like, their energy is radiating. How can I consume some of that energy? And that's how our enemy thinks. So they're always going to resort to that plan A. Post negative things on the news and on social media to bring a negative reaction to us. And most of our people fall for it, because what they're going to do, they're going to start posting about it. They're going to start talking about it. And sometimes you just can't help to repost and talk about it, because it's like so tragic, but it's to steal our energy. It is to steal our energy. So we can't always give in to negative things, because for one, they are feeding off on that. And just like I said, a lot of people are scared of the spirit world, but the spirit world is no different from the physical world. Okay, you're going to have spirits out there that want to take your energy, like these people out here that keep posting negativity, or like your parents who always saying negative things and want you to be negative with them and all the other stuff. It's no different than being around negative people. So our people need to look at things full circle and be strategic, and eventually we're gonna just have to stop giving our energy to these sources, because that's what they feed off on, our energy, our emotions. So you have to get out your emotions, because once our people get out their emotions, they be able to think strategically, and they be able to go for a goal. Because when you're in your emotions, you're just blinded. You're blinded by rage. You're blinded by a whole bunch of things, and you're not going to be thinking straight. And that's the thing with a lot of black people today. They're not thinking straight. They're blinded by emotions. And then they get mad because they get a negative reaction from them negatively reacting. And they're like, oh, I'm like, well, you gave in. And that's what they was looking for. And that was exactly what they was looking for. So you have to be strategic. And that's why I said in my last video, don't be giving these Pan-Africanists your energy. And let me tell you, and it was funny that I posted that just the other day, because the next day I had a Pan-Africanist post my pictures on somebody's timeline talking mess, and I'm just like, now ain't this something? Like, I think this is just a test or something. And of course I did not give in, but I did, watch, but mostly I did ignore. So you can't give in. And when people do stuff like that, they obviously want your attention. So don't give in all the time. Don't pay attention to all these negative things. But black people are not really looking for freedom. They are looking for what white person they are compatible with. who like how they can become equal, how they can be comfortable in the system. That's what they're looking for. Okay? Like I remember back in the day when I first came into the conscious community, I thought everything was so simple. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have my farm, I'm gonna have this. Everybody who don't want to claim they're African, like I was just blinded by ignorance. And we all hear the saying, ignorance is bliss. So with that saying, I I was not thinking strategically. I was thinking emotionally. And every time when I saw something on my timeline that I didn't like, I had to react negatively. But with me going back and forth with people, I realized that a lot of the folks that do talk about the system don't really want to get out of it. They just want to be comfortable. And I was like, wow, like, so all this F the white man and F this and F that, like, that's just talk, you know? And then later on, I started to learn more about conscious pimps. And if you don't know what a conscious pimp is basically a dude that will say anything about consciousness to get into a woman's draws. So I started learning about that, and I'm like, okay, so people just talk about consciousness just to have sex, okay? And then you got the other people who just talk about it just to be negative all the time, and then you got the type of people that know things are messed up, but they don't care and they're not trying anything to fix it, or even do things behind closed doors because you don't always want to like be vocal about who you against and about the system and stuff like that. It's be strategic, you know, just like I said. So they're not even interested in doing that either. So I'm just like, okay, well, y'all not really looking for freedom then. Y'all all got different goals in mind when it comes to this conscious stuff or this F the white man or F the system type of stuff. You know, a lot of people don't know that freedom is an agenda. Like when you think about it, think of all the movements that is centered around freedom. Just think about it. Just think about it. Because we had the Eric, you funny. He said 99% of people aren't smart. They're just looking to be led. Yeah, I mean, it's funny too because a lot of people do look for like a leader, and I never understood it either. I'm like, so you need other people to make a choice for you? Like I thought that was weird. I was like, y'all ain't looking for freedom. Y'all just want somebody to make you feel good and someone to lead you to places. Like, nah, that seemed like too much work. But yes. So hey Anthony, helito. So yes, when I say freedom is an agenda, just look at everything around it. Like, for instance, the Black Panther movement. And this is why I say I don't do movements because movements come and go. Okay, and for that exact reason. Black Panther Party was like, oh yeah, we want the freedom to do this and we want the freedom to do that, and oh yeah, they silencing us and all this other stuff. And later on, like decades later, now we're learning about how a lot of those people in the Black Panther movement were agents. Okay? And what else was like that was centered around us? Um what's another movement that we had? Oh yeah, pro-black movement, of course. That's definitely an agenda. Because pro-black movement is all about freedom and Africa and all the other stuff. And a lot of our people think that if they move to Africa, they get more freedom. And I think that's like the biggest illusion yet. And I feel like a lot of our people fall for that too because they're like, oh, I don't like the United States. I'm just going to move somewhere else and be free. Like, you can't really be free if you have all these greedy politicians and greedy countries that want to take over the whole world and its resources. So, I mean, yeah, like we have options. We have the freedom to do this and that and this. But when it boils down to it, we all know that at the end of the day, they're not going to stop until they have poisoned every river, cut down every tree, um, poisoned all the food. They're not going to stop until they've done all of that. And by that time, it's going to be too late. And so all this imaginary freedom we have now, it's going to be gone because, I mean, you want the freedom to drink clean water, but the clean water gone because they done poisoned and polluted everything. You want some good food, but you can't get good food because they done sprayed pesticides everywhere around the world to the point where now the world just poisoned. Okay? So it's like, yeah, we have free will, but at the same time, we really don't. Okay? And I know a lot of our people are so quick to be like, oh, well, I'm a Moor and I can do this and I can do that. But we have seen videos of Moors being arrested and stuff like that. We have seen videos of even the most intellectual people that know their rights still get locked up. So it's just like you can't really have free will if you got Agent Smith running around talking about Mr. Anderson and all the other stuff. Like Matrix happens. That's what I'm saying. Like, we really do live in a matrix. Because no matter how you look at it, Neo and them was big on having freedom. Freedom from the machines. But that little agent dude kept popping up everywhere. Telling them what they can and cannot do and trying to stop them and enslave the people that did get out the system. So it's like with freedom, it's always going to be a battle. It's always going to be a battle for freedom. Because you got a whole bunch of Agent Smiths running around. And our people don't really understand that or notice that. But yet they're hollering out, oh yeah, we want freedom. We want peace. We want equality. And and those things you should really have within yourself. You shouldn't wait for other people to give you those things. Okay, you should have that already within yourself. So when people do come to you with the BS, you know how to handle that, and you know how to compose yourself to where you don't get out of character until it's needed. So yeah, all this black people want freedom is an illusion, because if they did really want a freedom, all this would have been burnt down by now, all of this. And they wouldn't make excuses on why they're not doing the extreme measures to want to get freedom. They would have already done it by now, instead of just talking about Jesus and God and them all the time. Like, I'm so for real, because I had a whole bunch of people on my Facebook. And all the time when I just scroll down, I just see stuff saying, in Jesus' name, and God won't let y'all take away my blessings. And if you think you don't want to support me, God's going to put people in front of me who do, and all this other stuff. I'm like, why are you waiting for other people and other deities and all this other stuff to do stuff for you? You should have already got that. You should have already placed yourself in front of people who's going to support you. That makes more sense than just waiting for some God or some person to do right by you. And I feel like this: black people don't want freedom because a lot of black people self-esteem is low. Okay? Because if you are sure of yourself, you respect yourself, you know what you want, you will do anything by necessary to get it. You will not wait for other people to treat you correctly. You will assert your authority. You'd be like, hold on, wait a minute, bitch. You're gonna respect me. This is how it's gonna go down, or we're gonna be two fighting heifers in here. Okay? And what they're gonna do, they're either gonna accept your offer or not. And then you go to plan B. But other than that, black people will already have put their foot down. But instead they allow them to put these negative things and incorrect things out in the media about black people, and when black people see it, they like, oh, this must be true because it's on TV, and oh, I guess we really are a weak nation of people. And I know a lot of our people say that we are strong, but to me, honestly, deep down, I I think that they think that they weak. They think that they weak, and they have to put on this show and act that they're so big and they're so strong, and they get stuff done and they don't need help and all this other stuff. And it's just like a whole bunch of independent mess that don't make no sense. They just don't make no sense. So if you have to convince people on why they should treat you better, you're already losing, baby. You're already losing. You should never convince somebody to treat you better. They should know that if they come to you with the BS, that it's going to be problems. So you should never beg someone to treat you better. And I know what a lot of our people, they do beg for people to treat them better. And it's funny how, just like I said earlier, they can talk to each other crazy, but when it comes to other people, they want to beg to be accepted. And oh, why can't we be the same? We all got hearts and we all got nostrils. And I'm like, yeah, so do pigs. So I mean, flies got nose and nostrils too, I think. So I mean, like, just trying to base respect off of body parts is not gonna work. Okay? You can't convince someone to value you when you don't even value yourself. Okay? So, okay, Ronald? Okay. So, when it comes to freedom, it has a lot to do with respect. Okay? Because with our enemies, they would infiltrate our systems. They would do anything. You hear me? Anything to learn information about us. They would do anything to find out our weaknesses. They would do anything to get what they want out of us. But for our people, a lot of our people, they just say it is what it is and walk away. Instead of thinking strategically on how they can take them down. And I feel like a lot of our people just let other people plot on us. And yeah, I know. Oh, why would you say that? Why would you say that we let other people plot on us? Because if you're not doing anything to block them from plotting on us, if you're not doing everything in your power to block them from finding out your weaknesses, finding out your strengths, finding out all this different information on how to take you down. If you're not blocking that, then you're accepting it. You're accepting it, and you're basically telling them, "Yeah, run me over." Like, I'm not gonna do anything to oppose it. Just mess me over. Just mess up all my eyebrows and facial. Just do everything to me. Like, if you're not defending yourself, then you're setting off the signal that, like, people could just treat you anyway and do whatever. So it's important for black people to stick up for themselves, or otherwise this cycle is going to continue. And I hear this all the time from our people. They be like, oh, back in the day, white people wouldn't have stepped in our neighborhoods. They wouldn't have done this, wouldn't have done that. But now they feel like they can do anything. They feel like they can do this. And I'm like, because y'all don't assert your authority anymore. You want to be their friend. You trying to make yourself seem like you're compatible with them. You're trying to make yourself seem like y'all the same. Don't do that. Don't do that. And you should never treat an enemy like um they're your mom or a cousin or whoever. Hell, you get close to an enemy, but you should never let them get too close. You know, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer, baby. You know, not don't have them in the bed with you. Not saying you have to do that, but you know, just like how they're trying to learn out your plans, learn their plans as well. Be strategic with everything, okay? And get your morals out the way. Get your morals out the way. Because if it was a full-fledged war going on right now, physical war, a lot of our people would just lay down and let it happen. It would just let it happen. And best believe they're going to be killing babies and children. And don't even care. They wouldn't even think twice about it. And while our people here yelling and screaming, "Oh Lord, Jesus, help us, help us," knowing good and well Harriet Tubman was not yelling out no Jesus help. She grabbed the gun and was shooting, okay? And a lot of our freedom fighters were. You know, so if you are going to be rebellious, if you're going to speak out against the enemies, that's fine. Do that. But be strategic about it. Okay? If you're serious about the freedom, take it to the altar. Take it to the altar. Talk to the ancestors. Tell them what's up. Go talk to nature and tell them what the deal is. Don't sit here and be waiting for no sky daddy to do stuff, you know, because we already have a whole spiritual team. They are going to help us regardless, you know. They just need that one word, go, you know. So just like I said before, and I say this every time when I see people posting videos of police shooting our people and stuff like that, I say 2 words: hex them. Hex them. I don't even know why I even have to say this. Why even post this if you're not going to hex them? Hex them. Hex it them. Okay? And then y'all get mad when they get up like, man, why they get off? Because you ain't hexed them. You should have got a picture of that person, took it to the altar, and let that be that. Okay? Like, we are the powerful beings, okay? And people don't understand that when they mess with us, bad things happen. But people don't understand and recognize that just yet. They don't recognize that. You know, people still try to give our power to God or whoever and be like, "Oh yeah, the Lord took care of them." No, baby, it was us. Cause you was too busy doing whatever, and we actually had to do the blood rituals. We the ones who actually had to go to the altar and talk to the ancestors. We the ones who had to do the work. Now that's work. That's prayer and work at the same time. Yeah, but just praying and not doing anything, you're not going to get results. You need to do more, baby. You need to do more. So, yes, when it comes to freedom, you should be doing anything by necessary to get it. And you shouldn't even be trying to put your morals into it. And let me tell you something. The social media, Hollywood, they be mentally messing over our people every time when these movies and stuff come out. Because what's the first thing that they do or say? When that person finna get even on the person that messed them over, what they always do, they get something, pretend this is a rock. Pretend this is a rock. Okay? They about to smash their head with that rock, and they put that damn rock in the air. And next thing you know, they put it down. Tell my son, "You're not worth it." And then walk away. And then the person that messed them over gets up and try to kill them. So I'm just like, what was the point of walking away? You should have just killed them. Because they're going to come back and get you anyway. Duh. Hell, why would you just walk away knowing that person want to hurt you, kill you, hurt your family, everybody? That's dumb. You supposed to hurt them. You're supposed to kill them. Okay? Hell, gut them like a fish. You don't sit here and let the enemy go away for him to come back and hurt you and kill you and possibly people that you care about. No, you supposed to get even. Otherwise, they're gonna come back and get you. Now, like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these movies be programming our people because they see that and they be like, okay, well, I think that's the right thing to do. No, it ain't. You're not supposed to just let that person walk away. Because as soon as you turn their back, they're going to try to get the gun to shoot you. As soon as you turn your back, they're going to find any type of weapon they can use, whether it's a rock, stick, whatever, to take you out. So you should have been smashed their head in. You should have been shot them. Don't hesitate. Just kill, baby. Just kill. Now, folks hesitate too much. You're not supposed to be hesitating. Yeah, I'm like, our people don't hesitate with our other people. They'll be quick to stab, kill, rape, murder each other when it comes to the real enemies. People who that be controlling our water, our the lights, the electricity, all those other things. They want to take it soft and easy on them. Like, we the people. Okay, we the people. And they get that from us. They get that we the people from original Americans. So, okay. Hell, we make the rules. And people are not going to respect us until we put our foot down. And, and we don't have to get physical. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to get physical. You just got to learn how to get your rituals right. Have an understanding with the ancestors to get what we want. That's what I'm saying. Because our people are quick to put the voodoo on each other, but when it comes to putting the voodoo on the people that actually hurt us and be controlling our water and stuff like that, they want to take it easy on them. They're like, oh no, they ain't worth it. Why not them? You got pictures. You can get multiple pictures of them from the internet. Hell, if you get close enough to me, you get a lock of hair. What are you doing? Baby, what are you doing? And yeah, some of those people are heavily spiritually protected. But that's why you got to do stuff in groups. Okay, that's why you got to have groups, ritual sessions and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of our people thinking that the war is going to be physical, then it's really spiritual, and the war has already been happening, but people just don't see it yet. They don't understand it. So, just like I said, hello. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what be going on with my Wi-Fi. That was buffering for way too long. But yes, I'm gonna wrap this up before it does it again. So yeah, we can actually be getting what we want now if we just stuck it out, had a goal, be strategic, stop getting our emotions involved in this media stuff, and put our emotions to the altar. Because emotions are power, and that's what's gonna fuel your magic. Okay, and I know this ain't my quote channel, but this pertains to so-called black people, aka original Americans. So I'm giving y'all the tea. I'm giving y'all the secret private padded formula. So yes, go to the altar, take it to the altar, and things will change. And why? And let me tell you something. Our enemies know. Okay, they know that we are spiritually powerful, and they have to know that anytime when they do mess us over, that it does not in good in their favor. Okay, so they know. That's why they be trying to take out our shamans, our witches, our spiritually gifted people, because they know just how powerful we are. So think about what I said. And if you are really serious about freedom, you would not solely put your morals into it, because you would do what you got to do by any means necessary, and you don't have to get blood on your hands. Just take it to the altar. Okay? And ladies, if you do want to get bloody, you know what blood I'm talking about. Use it.